Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case and the new hopefully, images that are on the video that the alleged perpetrator in the Nancy Guthrie case. Is there more to it? Is there more than one person in it? Maybe also, the sheriff put out more statements and his ridiculous buffoonery. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 24th, 2026. It is currently 6:13 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Yeah, yeah. Oui, oui. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. We are in day 24, and I know that seems like a lot, and it is, but it's not historically. Let's say that. It's not historically. Whenever you think of other high profile cases, sometimes there's an arrest immediately within a few days, within a few weeks, and sometimes it takes a little longer. But I don't think it's going to take an astronomical amount of time. Saw people's like, oh, this is going into a cold case and all of that. I don't believe it's going into a cold case for a second. I do believe this will be solved fairly soon. We've got to keep our hope and our prayers alive, though. Good to see all of you. If you are just joining us, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button for the live chat and for the replay crew. Would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you would comment down below anything, justice for Nancy Guthrie, hello, anything, a smiley face, whatever, would mean so much. It really helps the channel out significantly. So I'd really appreciate that if you guys would do that. Okay, guys, a lot to talk about, and I've got to get through it because it's 6:15. Mods, if you can tell me when it is 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 Eastern, if you don't mind. Tonight is the State of the Union. I will be over on my Justin for All channel. If mods would drop that link, if you're not subscribed to that, if you want to watch the State of the Union with me, we'll be watching the State of the Union over there. That's in other news, though. Good to see everyone in here. Thank you all so much. Grace, thank you so much for renewing the membership. Nice to win. We're good to see you. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Grace. And there's Summer's Army. How you doing, darling? Hopefully you're doing well. Love your face. That is not the time right here, Grace. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Do you think they will find Nancy the perp or both? I think that they will find both. I do think that they will find both. I'm working on that, Stacy. I'm working on that, my dear. Yep. So please come over and watch it with us if you want. My heart broke for Savannah this morning. She looked completely drained. I mean, it feels like we're all drained. I can't imagine the Guthrie family. Can't even imagine. If you've ever lost someone really close, husband, wife, mother, father, heaven forbid, child, whenever you first lose someone, your body physically hurts. Not only is the grief so profound, the stress of it feels like you've been beaten. At least that's how my body feels when I lose someone, when I've lost my parents and all of that. Your body feels beaten, and 24 days without answers, going up and down. They go and do this SWAT, nothing. They go do another SWAT, nothing. And just all the media coverage being stretched in so many directions. Can you imagine? Can't imagine. Blame the sheriff. Ratui, we're going to get to him. We're going to get to him. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Because I do believe that we would be a lot further along if it hadn't been for this buffoon. I truly do. If he would have just gave it to the FBI from jump. That's the way it should have been. Hello, the Looking Glass. So good to see you. You're an OG. Thank you so much, my friend. Hi, Justin and Sweet Pearls. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. My friend, thank you so much. I lost my mom when I was 11. I can relate. I'm so sorry, Jackie. It's hard losing a parent at a very young age. I lost my dad at 11, so I understand. I understand. Okay, so we got a lot to get through, guys. Please hit that thumbs up button. Oops, let me see this. Someone just sent me something. What's this? Okay, haven't seen that. I'll look at that for sure, though. All right. So where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? All right. So yesterday, ABC and other media outlets put out that this photo without the backpack in the Nancy Guthrie case, this alleged perpetrator, that it is from 2 different days. Not a shock. Not a shock, right? It was either from 2 different days or this alleged perpetrator put down his backpack, the lighting changed outside, and he put down his GUN and his GUN holster, right? Right. So the sheriff makes a statement, and it's like, dude, why are you making like it's like he has to respond to everything. And most law enforcement doesn't reply to things like this, right? It just is what it is. But he does. He does, nonetheless. And he says the following. This is from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, their X page. Might have been Facebook, can't remember. Regardless, statement regarding the doorbell surveillance footage in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. We are aware the doorbell images released earlier in the investigation depict a suspect in different stages of attire, including with and without a backpack. There is no date or timestamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. As with any investigation, conclusions will be guided by verifiable evidence and established facts. Speculation without factual support does not advance the investigation process. Neither does your buffoonery, Sheriff. Neither does that. Neither does you saying something and saying you can't remember saying it. Neither does you saying something and then pulling back on it. I don't understand. The shoes are different. Well, it even says different attire, right? And I mean, attire could be, yeah, the backpack and I guess the GUN and the GUN holster and all that. But what's the point in this? What's the point? Does he not want, like someone knowing that someone's leaking something from his sheriff's office or what? It's just, in my opinion, he's the one who talks in circles. Exactly, Maurice. He does. Too emotional, not professional at all. And like I told you guys, I gave him a lot of grace in the beginning. I thought he was just kind of wasn't good at public speaking or anything like that. Then I saw some videos of him really bad mouthing the FBI from a long time ago. I understand that he lost his brother the day after Nancy went missing. But again, your professional life, your personal life should not affect your professional life. It shouldn't affect others, the case or anything like that, right? Savannah mentioned something about Nancy being in the bed. Yes. Yep. Yep. We'll get to that as well in just a moment. Just really craziness, right? craziness. But if we look at this, again, I always say the 11th. Um, this was from the Pima County Sheriff's Office as well. Latest developments, authorities were asking residents near Nancy's to check their security camera footage from 2 days in January 11th, between 9 p.m. and midnight, and January 31st between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. for a suspicious vehicle. Here's a link where you can submit the footage, where you could turn in the tip as well. Remember that? Yeah. So it makes you, these are clearly, in my opinion, 2 different nights, right? Hey, War. Hey, Joyous. Good to see you, Laura. Robin, Miss Libby. Hello, everyone. Tony. So I don't even understand why he brings this up, right? Like, why? It's just, it seems like it's not needed. Okay, let's get through it, because there is some new things with the DNA that we've got to talk about, and this masked guy. Remember this morning there was this woman. I think she was a lunatic, to be honest with you, but she said this guy looked like her ex-boyfriend. Did anyone see that? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw that. And just want to see if anybody saw that. Floating around social media. That's now gone. I guess she took it off or whatever. I've got pictures of him and stuff like that. But to me, she just seemed, she's like, this is my ex, and she gave his name and all of that. But it's down now. I can show it to you if you want me to. But she took it down, so I just kind of wondering. Again, I think she was just a loony bin. She said she was trying to get a hold of the FBI and or something, and it wasn't answering or something. Her name was. I'll show it to you. Just give me a second. Okay, let's play this. This was Savannah Guthrie this morning. She did a video. Again, she looks absolutely exhausted.
Hi there. I'm coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then, of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying, of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe.
Thank you, Miss
Jenny. We still believe
to see you, my dear. Thank
in
you
a
for
miracle.
2 months.
We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope.
That's, she says, as my sister says, blowing on the embers of hope. And if you know what, an ember, ashes of a fire, you know what I mean? And when you blow, it gets brighter, and, you can start a fire again, sometimes with the embers of hope or the embers of fire. That's beautiful. And sometimes in those moments, that's all you have is those embers, and you really just, it's gut wrenching.
we also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone.
Now, this is the first time that they have spoken that, that they have came to the conclusion, at least publicly, that Nancy may already be gone. Hey, Cher, good to see you, honey. So, that's a big
She
step.
may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery.
Okay, I got a little bone right here because I see it on the internet right now. I have seen it for the last 25 days. And let me just state, because you're a millionaire or a billionaire doesn't mean you instantly throw money at something. A lot of people have been criticizing Savannah for not offering money quickly. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because we don't know everything that law enforcement knows. And now there is reporting that they offered, but the FBI allegedly said, no, we're going to get into that here in a minute as well. You don't just throw money at every single person who writes an email saying that they have their mother. I just don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair for Savannah, Cameron, Annie, or Tommaso. I don't think it's fair. And this is the thing. Whenever there is a ransom, they already have the upper hand. They already have the upper hand, right? So you got to level them a little bit. Okay, you'll get the money, but you're going to show me some proof of life. Because if we set a precedent that this is the way it's going to be, we just start giving money to everyone who writes a ransom letter. That's no way to start. It's just no way to start, in my opinion. So we'll get to the reporting on this in a second.
All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800-TIP line. You can be anonymous if you want.
Well, this is the thing, Lady Gracious. Nobody is really searching. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's missing, but from the get-go, I mean, literally night one, homicide was there because this was clearly they knew that she didn't walk out on her own. They knew that this was a crime scene. And there was a little bit of looking, around the house and stuff like that. But it's not been like this major, massive search. It's been an investigation, right? It's been an investigation more than a search. And Savannah just can't get out there and start, looking for a mother. It's a different situation, in my opinion.
Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. We are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are
That's a good question.
millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost.
Such a generous and thoughtful and classy thing for the Guthrie family to do. Truly, it is. They know that they're privileged, right? Not every missing person gets even in the newspaper, on the news, or even a share on Facebook. In this case is huge. And they recognize that. And so they have donated $500,000 to missing and exploited children. Very, very classy thing to do.
We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need and need prayers and need support. If you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign to please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived. Please be the light in the dark. Thank you.
Please be the light in the dark. Please be the light in the dark. So you guys know that there has been a lot of misinformation in this case. And again, the sheriff, in my opinion, has been a big source of that. And just pointless stuff. I do like to point out things because a lot of people ask me and all this. I don't think that this person that wrote something on Facebook, her name was Andrea, and I'll show you a little bit of it. It's now gone, but I've gotten text messages, I've gotten emails on this, so I just kind of want to address it. So I'll let you guys know. But they wrote this morning that this is my ex, Zachary Russell Leo Wise. Help, please, anyone who wants the cash reward. And they wrote and they wrote all of information down. It's now gone on there. And she wrote in the comments below that they hang up on her and they say they'll call me back and all that stuff. I think it's a crackpot, in my opinion. It may not be, but that's what I think it is, if you ask me. However, his picture is, I can see where people kind of, he's got big eyes and like a brownish reddish goatee. Why didn't she just call? Exactly, Kelly K. Exactly. Yes, mods, can you guys please drop my telephone number where people can text me in my email? Someone's asking for it in chat. All right. I want to go to our friend, the Mob Crew. And I want to show you something because he was talking about it last night when I was live. A lot of you guys were sending it to me. And I'm going to drop his link so you can watch the whole video and make sure you sub up to Mob Crew. His name is Chris, really good friend, good guy, very intelligent. I'm going to drop his link right here in chat. Mods, if you will drop it as well continuously. Appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Just got some thoughts on this.
Doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12
Here we go.
morning at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on a camera, but there's no video available. They had no subscription, and therefore it would rewrite itself. 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker app shows that it was a disconnect from the phone. Discovers her missing, and at 12:03 p.m., 911 is called in to the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Hey everybody, Walton Goggins here.
Oh my
Starting
Lord.
a business is never easy.
I am so sorry for that commercial. I didn't have it on my right account. I apologize. When that happens. Give me 1 second.
No subscription, and therefore it would rewrite itself. 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker app shows that it was a disconnect from the phone. Discovers her missing, and at 12:03 p.m., 911 is called in to the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
On February 10th, FBI Cash Patel with videos and a still image, shown here. But when comparing the still image to the video, we can see that this person is not wearing a backpack, nor the holstered gun. So the big question is, was this the same intruder, taken from the same night? And if so, when was this still image taken? If you look closer, you will notice that the archway...
Okay, this kind of feels like... kind of like we were doing last night. You remember like when we were kids, it was like spot the difference, and it would be 2 pictures, but they were very similar, but there would be just little differences. That's kind of what I feel like we're doing here as well. Obviously, this guy has no backpack on. In one of them, he doesn't have his GUN or the holster. Or anything else, but Megyn Kelly did a very, very interesting video, and he's going to link it in this video. And Chris puts out some additional of his thoughts on this as well. Make sure you go to if you didn't see the live stream last night that I did, it was very, very interesting live stream. We were digging into this.
The tile don't quite match up. And no, neither the video or the image has been altered in any way. Okay. I believe this still image likely...
Now, you got to remember that this is a doorbell, right? A wireless doorbell, a Nest or whatever. They are on like a little piece of plastic where you pop on, and it doesn't move. It doesn't move. But look how the tile is different here. You see what I mean? Look how the tile is angled different. Look how the doorway is angled different. Look at the night sky. See? Look at the lights in the background. See the lights in the background? One, you see 3. The other one, you see 4 lights. You can see the cactus in the one. Right? Same person, different night. I agree. Even though Sheriff put out a statement, we can't confirm or,
Neither the video or the image has been altered in any way. I believe this still image likely came first, and here's my theory on why that is. Here is a short video by Megyn Kelly, who did an experiment with the same kind of Nest camera.
Watch this. Watch.
Okay, Megyn, I've installed the Nest doorbell camera on our door to the garage here. And
take a close look at this, because this is very interesting how Megyn Kelly and this guy did this. Take a look at this.
What's interesting is it comes with a little tab, just a little flat tab, almost like a tip of a screwdriver, really. And that's how you remove it from the top. So you just push down and it clicks right off.
Now notice, when the guy handled the Nest camera, it moved its view ever so slightly. This is important for later.
Okay. You remember how I just talked about how those tiles were different in the video, right? They're not lined the same. They should be lined the same. If this camera was not moved at some point, the tiles would have been lined the same. The doorway would have still been lined the same. That's very, very important. If you move it a little bit, it's going to change the alignment. If you have a Ring doorbell camera and you look on your Ring doorbell, everything around you, bar it hasn't been, messed with, everything's going to be aligned the same all the time because it is fixed. It is fixed to the plastic bracket that is attached to your house that you recharge. Right? Okay.
There it goes. So it pulls right off that way, and that's how you take it off to charge it because it is battery powered.
Just back this up.
Tab. Just a little flat tab, almost like a tip of a screwdriver, really. And that's how you remove it from the top. So you just push down and it clicks right off.
Now notice, when the guy handled the Nest camera, it moved its view ever so slightly. This is important for later.
There it goes. So it pulls right off that way, and that's how you take it off to charge it because it is battery powered. It needs to be charged every so often. There's no wires here. And you'll see this plate looks exactly like the one that you see on the house at Nancy Guthrie's house and all the news videos. So it's the same model. And to put it back, you just click it on the base. The question is, how do you get it off without the tab? And I was excited because you said we could smash this if we wanted to and you'd pay for it. But you don't need to do that. You actually, just with a little bit of force, you can pull it right off. And the base is still there, undamaged. And actually, this camera is still recording. So if I take this and throw it or put it in my bag, it's still going to be recording for a little bit longer. So I got to think there's still video of that they haven't recovered that might show a different angle of things that we haven't seen. There's no evidence that it was damaged on the front porch. So my guess is it was just taken out of Wi-Fi range, and that's why it disconnected. Or they could have...
Now, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Let's say, because any sort of motion is going to set off an alarm to your phone or whatever device you have the app on, right? Let's say this person, I mean, the doorbell's not there any longer. So where the hell's the doorbell? We don't know. But if you take it off that bracket and throw it in your bag or your pocket or whatever, it's going to still be recording for a little bit until it's out of that Wi-Fi range, which is incredibly creepy. Incredibly creepy to think that they may have footage of this perpetrator taking that camera off and putting it in their backpack, walking away, driving away most likely until it's out of that Wi-Fi range. Very weird.
Turned her Wi-Fi off, but...
So remember how I mentioned that the still image versus the video seemed off, where we can see that the archway and the tile on the floor do not line up, shown here.
Okay, you see this here? See the lines aren't the same, which means this camera most like at one of these, at this time had to have been tampered with. Because again, the tiles are not the same. The door entrance is not the same. If it's fixed, it's going to be aligned the same all the time. and it's not. See the difference?
I believe the still image came
right here. Right? See the distance? There's not much distance between here, but here, the first time that it was here, there is a lot more distance between here. It doesn't align this way, it doesn't align this way, and it doesn't align this way. Right here, you can see both sides.
I believe the still image came first, and the intruder tried to originally take it off by hand, but was unsuccessful in doing this. But in the process, they changed the direction of the Nest camera ever so slightly, just as seen in the experiment video.
See that? See what he's doing here? He's trying to take it off, and he's moving it. And you know, if you move a camera just a little ways, right? Like it will. You can see a lot more, right? In my opinion, he was coming back to make sure he got everything. Nancy was already in the car. He messed with it before.
You can clearly see that in the still image it is darker and there is no lighting, but in the video we can see the intruder's shadow now, meaning there is some kind of light source coming from outside the front porch.
We talked about that last night.
I will now go over my theory that there is proof that there were indeed 2 intruders caught on the Nest camera. But before I do that, I need to break down all the videos and the still image in the order of events. This will be very important as to why I think the FBI and other agencies might be withholding certain information from the public.
Oh, I believe they
So here is
sure.
the 3 videos and image released by the FBI. Now here they are in the order I believe they happen, and pay close attention. So we have the still image that I believe came first, where I believe they first attempted to take the camera down but was unsuccessful. Then we have the intruder coming back with more tools, but this video is very short. Then it cuts to the intruder trying to block the camera, then walking over to the brush. And this is very important, as just before this video cuts, something gets his attention. At the same time, we see something in the background. You can see a set of lights in the background, and this gets the attention of...
Renee said, Nancy Grace just pointed out rocks are different in garden. The rocks? I have to look at that.
Of the intruder. I believe that just before this video cuts, something gets his attention. At the same time, we see something in the background. You can see a set of lights in the background, and this gets the attention of the intruder.
Now, he says this, he's talking about these lights right here. It's got...
believe this could have been a signal to a second intruder. Now notice that this video ends just as the intruder looks over at something or someone. And this gets in. At the same time, we see something in the background. You can see a set of lights in the background, and this gets the attention of the intruder. I believe this could have been a signal to a second intruder. Now notice that this video ends just as the intruder looks over at something or someone. It then cuts to the intruder using the brush to block the camera, but why? Why did the video cut there? Was this all they could retrieve, or did the FBI make a cut there on purpose? So in the final video, we can see that the intruder is now using the brush to block the camera. But why not use your hand like before, or even your body? I believe there was a cut from the second video to this one on purpose. And I will show you the evidence that, in my opinion, shows a second intruder next to the first one. As we look at the third and final video, we can see that the intruder clearly...
And Daphne and I talked about this as well, this part where the Ring doorbell is. A lot of people was saying, that they thought, this guy is, some people were saying he was short, some people he was saying he was tall. But, the Ring doorbell where you normally place it is not, you don't normally like ring a doorbell like way up, right? So it's right above the doorknob, right above the doorknob. It's pretty much like at his neck level.
He has some brush in his left hand. To the left, I have a still shot of the front door where the Nest Cam would be. But notice that
I mean, this makes no sense to me. I still don't understand the plants. If he was there before, why not tape it, paint it, put a glove over it?
There is something that comes into the frame on the right-hand side. It's tough to tell what the object is, but I don't think this came from the door or the bracket that the Nest Cam is on. So what is it? You can clearly see that the object comes out of the frame to his left, meaning that did not come from his body. Some believe it could be a phone being handed off to him, and while it's certainly possible, as it does have that rectangular shape and body. I do also wonder if it is some kind of tool that is being handed off to him by a second intruder. It's also possible that while the first intruder is blocking the camera, a second one is taking the camera off. You can even see that his right hand is to our top left, so it would be impossible for him to be handed something to himself. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is potential handed for kind of and meaning that didn't?
I don't get it.
You can clearly see that the object comes out of the frame to his left, meaning that did not come from his body. Some believe it could be a phone being handed off to him, and while it's certainly possible, as it does have that rectangular shape and body.
I don't think so.
I do also wonder if it is some kind of tool that is being handed off to him by a second intruder. It's also possible that while the first intruder is blocking the camera, a second one is taking the camera off. You can even see that his right hand is to our top left, so it would be impossible for him to be handed something to himself. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is potential proof that there was a second intruder?
I think it's a glare from the flashlight, perhaps a reflection. Yeah, the phone, Nancy's phone, her hearing aids, everything was left at the house. The rectangle is the backpack. What kind of tool would be shaped like that would reflect that? I don't think it's a tool.
Intruder next to the first one. Also, if you missed this video about the light source in the background, please check that out next. Nancy Guthrie is still missing as of making this video. If you have any information about her, please call the FBI tip line. Please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and thank you so much for watching.
Someone else. I think it's most likely just like some sort of reflection. Maybe I'm not understanding it right. I don't know. So information coming out today about this. Let me pull it up here. About where is it at? What's going on here? Give me a second. Okay. Here we go. This is coming from Fox News reporter and Michael Ruiz. And sources with knowledge of the family's thinking say that Guthrie's initially raised the idea of the reward the first day of the investigation. So people were obviously judging the Guthrie family for that, especially Savannah. They were advised by law enforcement to hold off as, quote, doing so early, end quote, might overwhelm the infrastructure set up to the field leads, tens of thousands of which have been coming in organically, end quote. They are now offering a 7-figure sum after coordinating with investigators. They are working closely with law enforcement on this. The family is also donating the $500,000 that, I showed you a second ago. That this, but the DNA part right here. Brian Enton reports DNA issues in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. The DNA found in the home can't be entered into CODIS, according to Libby Dean source. And she tweeted 6 hours ago, new. the DNA found inside Nancy Guthrie's home was only a partial sample and was not viable for CODIS. A source familiar with the investigation tells me. So that, in my opinion, says a couple different things. It's more of the DNA from that sample that they had was more of Nancy's DNA than the perpetrators. It really sucks about the DNA. Really sucks about the DNA. I still think it will be enough DNA that they will be able to get, as far as them doing this with forensically, the familiar DNA. Let me find it here. Look at this, with the genealogy. That's what I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, listen.
The kidnapper, I would be extremely worried right now. We could see in the video how they had suited up to try to avoid leaving DNA, but it looked like he may have had a bite flashlight in his mouth. I think it's very possible saliva could have been left because of that. But even if it wasn't, when he took that out of his mouth, he would have transferred his saliva onto those gloves. So gloves are great as long as you're not touching your face and touching your mouth. As soon as he would have taken that out, if he touched a doorknob, he would then transfer that saliva DNA onto that object. Our equipment is so sensitive now that you can pick up the tiniest amounts of DNA, which means you can detect DNA from people who were never even in the house. We have solved a number of cases where the only DNA evidence that the agency had for that case was a single or a couple rootless hairs. So think about
they're going to find this person. They're going to find this person, guaranteed. I'm telling you. Lolo, thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate you. Let's get Justin as well. Thank you so much, Lolo. And thank you. Great to have you, Justin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Lolo, appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate that, my love. If you use touch DNA up, you are doomed. You cannot regenerate that. That is true. That is true. Which again, I understand that this is a good lab. Nobody is saying otherwise that I'm aware of. But why not send it to Quantico? Why not just do that? FBI can turn it over much, much, much faster than this lab can. And they have the technology. I mean, this lab probably, they all specialize in certain things, especially the private labs and stuff. But why not? Why not? It's like, going to a wholesaler versus a retailer, right? You just go to the main source if you can. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I caught the fact that DNA FR bite light is definitely there in the house through touch DNA. It's very possible. It's very possible that bite light may have bite this person in the ass. If possible, We'll see.
About that. We leave our hair everywhere, right? Even the way he was dressed, it's very possible he could have dropped a hair in Nancy's home. And if he did that, he will be identified. If he left any sort of DNA behind, it's just a matter of time. Will it take hours, days, or weeks? I don't think it will take too much longer than weeks because of the immense amount of resources that are being put into this case. But now knowing that they are struggling with it, that concerns me. Because if it was a straightforward mixture, meaning if it was Nancy's DNA and a lot of the suspect's DNA, it's a pretty straightforward deconvolution. That's what we call it when you are separating out multiple people.
You leave your DNA everywhere. Everywhere. There is DNA inside your house with people who have either, did services in your house, manufactured the furniture or something in your house. DNA is everywhere. We are constantly shedding DNA. Have you ever swept your bed? Take a vacuum to your bed and see the skin cells. It's disgusting, actually. But we're leaving that everywhere. We're leaving hairs everywhere, constantly. Yes, FBI has stated people sending people back to their home offices. Yeah.
People's profiles. When it's two and one of those people is known, it's not such a difficult thing to do. But the fact they're struggling with it tells me it's more likely two or more unknown individuals. That's much harder because now you don't have a reference sample of one of the people's, right? They had Nancy's DNA, so that makes it easier to extract that out. It's just a lead, right? If they can identify these DNA contributors or this DNA contributor, I doubt they would run out and arrest this person. This is something that they would then take that identification, they would do a deep dive into that person and their history, and they would do their full investigation. Even if they do identify the contributor or contributors of the DNA, it's not automatically the suspect. So anyone who leaves their DNA behind at a crime scene will be identified. It really is just a matter of time. This isn't a yes or no question. It's when. Perfect. If I was the kidnapper, I would be extremely worried right now. We could see in the video how.
Well, we know that it's not enough to put in CODIS. However, genealogy, I believe, will solve this. Even with this amount of DNA, in my opinion. Even if they find the guy, the stupid sheriff, so much in the beginning is going to, yeah. We thought Idaho was bad, didn't we? Well, here we are.
They had suited up to try to avoid leaving DNA, but it looked like he may have had a bite flashlight in his mouth. I think it's very possible saliva could have been left because.
I tell you, the thing that's pissed me the most off about this sheriff is when he cleared that scene within 24 hours and a reporter asked him during the press conference, you guys, went back, like, are you not scared like that could, be of harm later on down the case when someone is prosecuted? He said, we'll leave that to the courts. We'll leave that to the prosecutors. You're supposed to do every fucking thing you can to not make it harder on the court, on the prosecutors. You're supposed to do your job as signed, sealed, delivered, clean slate as possible. Boy, that one set me on fire.
Because of that, but even if it wasn't, when he took that out of his mouth, he would have transferred his saliva onto those gloves. So gloves are great as long as you're not touching your face and touching. So
there was that. So I wanted to show you that. Okay. Just beyond anything. I think it's in her second ring. I think it's in her second ring of friends. What do you mean second ring of friends? Like,
Good morning, everyone, from the Catalina Foothills. It is day 24 of this investigation to find 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, and there is still no sign of where she could be. We are hearing, though, from the Pima County Sheriff's Department about that doorbell camera video. It came out a couple of weeks ago, shows that man 5'9" to 5'10" wearing the backpack. There is another picture that shows the same doorbell camera and no backpack.
And that's the thing, Teresa. That's the thing. And you usually don't hear me being very critical of law enforcement because, again, I believe it's a lot of things are easier said than done. It's easy for us to just bitch about something. It's easy for all of us to bitch about something, right? But Teresa says, I like to give the benefit of the doubt, but every single professional, law enforcement, detectives, FBI have said that the sheriff has screwed up the whole thing. And just think about that for one moment. That's a great point, Teresa. You don't normally see law enforcement criticizing other law enforcement. And to me, that says a lot, right? That says a hell of a lot, if you ask me.
On that person. So there is reporting or speculation that they were taken days apart or at different times. We're hearing from the Sheriff's Department now saying, quote, we are aware that doorbell images released earlier in the investigation depict a suspect in different stages of attire, including with and without a backpack. They say there's no date or timestamp associated with those. And they say, therefore, any suggestion the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. They say investigators, well, they go on to say, quote, conclusions will be guided by verifiable evidence and established facts. Speculation without factual support does not advance the investigative process. So that's from the Sheriff's Department.
And this is coming from someone who did a never mind. I'm not going to say it. Okay, let me show you this. Nerdy Addict posted this, and I think it's very interesting. You remember how we were talking about the blue car, the Chevrolet Impala? Remember that? He goes on about this. A dark-colored Chevrolet Malibu listed for sale in Tucson 7 days ago shows visible discoloration on the back seat, leaving social media users questioning what may have caused it. With this year and mileage, the vehicle is listed roughly 40 to 60% below typical market value. Now, let me enlarge this a little bit so y'all can see it more of the seat. What are y'all's thoughts on this? To me, I mean, you could think bleach. You could also think mildew as well. But you can't forget about the dispatch that we played last night about, and it's the exact same color as what law enforcement was asking for related to the Nancy Guthrie case. To me, the outside, like you see the blue, right? It doesn't look that old. It was, what year was it? What was that year? Let me pull up this. What was that? I can't remember what year it was. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll play that in just a second. But it was a... Damn, I can't remember what year it was. It was like a 2019, I want to say. If anyone in chat remembers, let me know. But I did find that interesting because the The outside, if you see the blue where like the door is, it's definitely the same color. But you wouldn't expect a lot of mildew and this area, would you? Was it a 2016 dispatch? Let's listen to that dispatch again, because there's a couple different dispatches that he had there, and there was 2 actually. I think he's got here. Both call references a blue Malibu. Listen to this.
At Oracle and River, the caller is advising they saw a female out of a vehicle window screaming. Then it went northbound on Oracle. The vehicle was a dark gray or blue Chevy Malibu, no plate. Advised that the female was hanging out of the window wearing all black, and the door was also open.
And for can you advise PCSO and see if air is available?
10-4, we're advising PCSO now, and air is not up.
10-4.
0004. For a vehicle.
Okay, that was February 10th at 10:15 p.m. and there was, let me find it. Okay, this one, nope, that wasn't it either. It's one up here, I think. Okay, neighbors on the Ring app put out an alert on February 11th asking for footage from January 11th. The same day, on February 11th, police requested traffic captured officers requesting information about a vehicle of interest described as a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu. And look at this. This one's the interesting one, in my opinion. Here we go.
For a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case, last seen the area of Ina Road in Thornydale, unknown direction of travel. Just 90 units here, might copy and attempt to locate for a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case, last seen the area of Ina Road in Thornydale Road, unknown direction of travel. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary, Adam, Lincoln, Ida, Boy, William, Union, William. Vehicle of interest in Nancy Guthrie case sometime on 2/11/2016 in the I-930 area.
It's actually
if located, TC will need to be established for stop to identify the driver. Again, it's going to be a vehicle of interest. It's going to be a dark blue 2019 Chevy Malibu, Arizona, Mary, Adam, Lincoln, Ida, Boy, Union, William. Last seen in the area of Ina and Thornydale, and of attempt to locate 22:15 hours. For a vehicle of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case.
And again, that was 2/11, not 1/11, which is interesting to me. It's that blue Malibu, just like this. And then there's one for sale. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of blue Malibus, but again, it looks pretty good from the outside. The inside is fucked. I don't know if that's from like harsh cleaners or is it mildew? Like, what is it? I don't know. I remember them talking about back in January 11th, maybe that is when I'm assuming a good possibility, but they're saying 2/11 here, which is interesting to me. Why 2/11? Well, they did say about January 11th, other times the sheriff did. United Cajun Navy, we were talking about, people searching. I'm guessing the United Cajun Navy is out there now. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. We'd greatly appreciate it. If you would share the live out, it would mean so much.
Now is Josh Gill. He is the incident commander for the United Cajun Navy. The group has just been deployed. They're on the ground in Tucson, helping volunteers in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Josh, Thank you so much for joining us right in the middle of your busy day. First of all, where does the search stand right now?
Good morning, ma'am. It's again pleasure to be speaking with you. So right now what we're doing is we're going to meet with law enforcement early this morning. And then what we'll do is try and develop a plan further to see how we can assist law enforcement with gathering any information that might help bring some closure to the family.
And as you well know, this has been going on for several weeks now. What new techniques could the Cajun Navy bring to this search that aren't already being used right now?
Sure, and that's a great question, man. We've got, again, as you know, a litany of resources. And we like to use technology, dogs, as well as thermal drones with some special capabilities. Again, I think we could really add some benefit and be additional boots on the ground and a force multiplier for law enforcement.
How many are in your group right now on the ground?
So right now it's just me. And what I'm doing is, again, doing an initial assessment and then going to reach out to those law enforcement entities to see exactly what's needed and how we can provide additional assistance.
And so it's just you right now, but then how does it work from there? Do you bring in others within the group depending on what that assessment is?
Yes, ma'am. Again, we put a lot of our staff and our teams on standby, anywhere from drone teams to, like I said, to dog teams with scent-specific capabilities, as well as HRD dogs.
As you meet with law enforcement and learn about this, what are your big questions for them?
Biggest question is how can we help them? You know, they're absolutely overwhelmed. A lot of tips are coming in. We do have some technology that we're utilizing called Saw It, Report It, that is on our website that people can go into, and they can add tips or anything that they think may be of importance to the case or to the search. Again, we're a force multiplier, boots on the ground, and we want to fall under that law enforcement capability there to make sure that we're providing all the potential resources they need.
The family is now offering this $1 million reward for information in the case. Do you think that might be the thing that finally leads someone to come forward? I know you've had so many experiences in these types of cases and what a difference a reward can make.
Yes, ma'am. I think that the reward will have some additional information come out. But just to let everybody know, we're not here for the reward. Actually, if we were to be, I hate to say lucky enough, but if we were to find any information or to find Miss Guthrie, we would turn that reward down. It is a significant amount, and what we would do is probably recommend that it goes to an organization like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children or other organizations of that sort. So we're not money driven. We're driven on providing some closure to the family.
Right. And Savannah Guthrie herself pledged $500,000 to that organization. But in terms of the public incentive, what have you seen historically in these cases when a big reward like that is offered and driving the public and offering tips?
Oh, I think that there'll be a significant amount of tips that come out. You know, it's unfortunate that it takes money to bring people to bear and bring resources to bear. But again, I think that there will be some tips coming in the very near future.
All right, Josh Gill, thank you so much. Nice to have you on.
There's two United Cajun Navies. I can't ever remember which one. Look at this, guys. This is on Tumblr. And it's kind of interesting. Tucson house visit number 6, Annie Guthrie. This is Annie Guthrie and her family. Which one is Annie? Her sister is 2 years younger. Her mother is 5 years older. Her brother rather is 5 years older. Her mother lives also in Tucson. Her father passed away in 1988, which is one of the occasions for this picture being taken. Annie is in the other room. I don't feel like asking. Bonnie Prince Billy's Wolf Frog Goes to Town is playing on the record player. Here again is Annie's father. What the fuck? In which picture is he older? And that's the body of water behind him. Annie doesn't know. I say, Annie, it's just as good to not know as it is to know. And he says, I just said that to someone. Annie is a poet. She is currently teaching a class on oracle poetry at the Poetry Center where she works. That's where I first met her. I gave a reading at the Poetry Center with Philip Jinks and Annika Oliver. Annie was also in the audience. She is deeply inquisitive with a supreme and patient calm in letting it open, even as it might evade or turn into a veil of some trouble. I don't get these people. On a small table next to her bed is Susan Ho's, the nonconformist memorial. She lives in Tucson with her husband, Tommaso. Tommaso is Italian. He is a brilliant cook. Showing me a map, Annie says, "This is where I lived for many years." If you want to look at this, I'll give you the link. I'm done. I don't even get this shit. So. Moving on. Remember to tell the United Cajun Navy not to bring a boat. What do you mean? Did I miss a joke? Not to bring a boat. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. Moving on here. I want to show you this. Brian Ensign reporting on this. Supposedly they brought in dogs from Mexico. They've had some dogs there from what I understand. Maybe if I can get it to work. There we go.
Key break in Nancy Guthrie wasn't really explained to us in context the right way until now, thanks to Brian. Brian, what have you learned?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the poetry's just not for me, that kind of poetry. One of her poems says, a box, a box, a box, a box. Would you put gloves on for that, a box? I mean, if again, respectfully, I say if that is poetry, I can do poetry. I can do poetry if that's poetry. I mean, I know it's how you interpret, but there's only a few ways you can interpret, in my opinion, a box, a box, a box, a box of rocks.
Yeah, this is interesting, Chris, and it didn't make a lot of sense because in the photos that were released of the suspect, you remember, and I think we have them, we can show you, the suspect is wearing a backpack in the photo on the right and no backpack in the photo on the left. Well, we now have learned through sources the reason is because the photos come from different days. The photo on the right with the backpack, I am told, is from right before Nancy Guthrie, they believe, was kidnapped, so early morning hours of February 1st. The photo on the left is from a previous day, from the same camera, but from a previous day, which means the kidnapper was at Nancy Guthrie's house, caught on camera days before the alleged kidnapping, Chris.
A day, 2 days? Do they know how many days? They should, right?
I'm trying to nail that down. I don't have reporting right now on what day it was. I will tell you something interesting is when the deputies and FBI have been going to all the neighbors' houses, they have been asking specifically if they had video from January 11th. I've heard that over and over again from the neighbors. They want video from January 11th. I don't know if that means that's the other day that.
You hear that? January 11th. Now, again, they've asked January 11th before. That is, over 2 weeks prior to her going missing. Now, think about that a second. If this means if this person could have been at Nancy's house, they could have been breaking bread with her, or they could be potentially have been planning this since maybe January 11th. Maybe something happened on January 11th. You know, she was breaking bread with somebody. Someone visited. Service technician, construction. Who the hell knows? Hold on a second. What day was it that the electrician was there? Premeditated as heck. It just gets crazier. Google queries go back to June and November 2025. Yeah. What? That was January 6th, Lori? Thank you. The electrician. That's when she had the electrical upgrade. I showed the plans to that.
They got this guy on camera, but it's a day that I know that they've been very, very interested in.
Do they know what time of day it was?
No, but it's dark. It's definitely. I mean, it's dark in both. We know the photo when he allegedly showed up for the kidnapping was the middle of the night. It looks like the photo on the left. It's also very dark out. So it was probably in the night. It's so dark in this neighborhood. You know, sometime overnight.
Right. They got to keep the. You know, they have a thing from the 70s where they keep even the street lights, you know, dimmed, but the moon plays a big factor.
I got to tell you, it is very unusual for someone to case a house by going up to the front door. It is a very non-sophisticated way to do this. And usually when guys are casing a place, they are dressed in a very incognito way. They are not walking around with masks. This is, it's very interesting, even if it were.
I mean, think about this. Yeah, I mean, the houses are a little bit spread out in this neighborhood and stuff. But if you've seen someone walking down your street dressed like this, you're going to think, what the hell is going on? Right? I mean, this is out in the front door. And either this person parked down the street and walked, I'm assuming, or I wouldn't think they would have just pulled in the driveway previous that night if when they first arrived there, but they could have. Ask yourselves, how did AG and her husband afford to purchase 2 properties back to back and still have dollars to keep up their home? Where did they get the dollars? And did their personal bank tell them no? Good question. Again, I say it every live stream, but I don't think it's a coincidence that the FBI and investigators were over at that house. How many times? 5 times? One time staying 3 hours? I just don't think that's a coincidence. I don't even know why they didn't want to show their face in the beginning, to be honest with you. Remember how like Annie and Tommaso were like hiding their faces? I don't know. I really try not to be judgmental with them, but it's just a bad feeling. I can't help it. It's a bad feeling. Well, if he was walking around in the neighborhood after 12, pitch black, because no street lights, neighbors can't and won't see him, more than likely asleep. But what if someone was driving in the neighborhood? You know what I mean? Like you see someone with like this mask. I mean, everything about this is weird. Everything. I know someone doesn't set. I know something doesn't set right with me about Tommaso. The only person spoke up with Savannah and their brother Cameron. Well, Annie spoke. She did speak in one. Didn't she speak? A little bit. A little bit. I mean, just yeah, you're right. No, did she read a little bit of the letter? I'm trying to remember. God, it's been so much. Yeah, but think about yet who's weird. A box. Okay. If she spoke, everyone would tear everything apart. Well, Sherry, everyone tears everything apart. You know what I mean? Everyone tears everything apart in these cases. So she hasn't. Okay.
In the middle of the night, I'm sure to officials, it's giving them a sense of what level of person they're dealing with here, which could make the situation even a little bit more harrowing, to be honest. But Brian, thank you very much. This is important. One more thing. Why are they just telling you this now?
Well, you know, it's coming from sources that we have. So it's not an official release right now from the sheriff's office. We've had.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Really do appreciate that super chat. Thank you, my friend. Just occurred to me, explains cold case. Commit an act where DNA is expected to be found on the embers of the perfect crime, now on borrowed time. Do you mean that with the poetry? Is that what you mean? I don't really understand what you mean, but just occurs to me, explains cold case. Commit an act where DNA is expected to be found. I don't understand. Does anyone you get that? I don't get that, baby. I'm sorry. What are they searching at the house over and over for 40 minutes? That's what I'm saying. Nothing about this makes sense. There's just so many different aspects to this case that is not normal. It's not normal for someone to be there 40 some minutes committing a crime. It's not normal for someone to go up to a front door masked like this days potentially before this took place, dressed in the same attire as well. If a family member committed the crime. Oh, gotcha. Like the DNA would already be there because family members would already be in Nancy's house. Gotcha. Yes. Yep. You're exactly right. I mean, DNA is already going to be there. Which would, obviously would take, it's going to take, if that's the case, it's going to take more than DNA. It's going to take a lot of digital. I just think somebody was paid, in my opinion, to do this. I think, again, there's just a lot of mystery around this. Maybe it is for them, but I just find it odd that she took, not a taxi, but whatever the thing is, the Uber, over to the house. I find it odd that she was driven back by a son-in-law. I find it odd that he didn't walk her in the house. Maybe that's how they live, though. I just find all of that, and just truly a few hours after you're dropped off out of all days. That's the day you vanish. Just 9:45, 10, 11, 12, 1, within 4 hours, you're gone. I mean, I don't find that a coincidence.
Questions about I've been curious why the picture with the backpack and no backpack. It didn't make sense from the beginning, Chris. I think you asked the same thing. Like, did he put the backpack down? So this really does clear up a lot of that. And if he showed up days before, was he going to kidnap her then and then decided not to, or was he just casing the house and planned to come back on?
Exactly, Kayla. 84 years old, mobility issues, and you don't assist her into the house. I mean, to me, at the very least, that's not a very family-oriented gentleman, it feels like. I mean, again, you are overwhelmingly more likely to be unalived by someone you know or affiliated with in some way than you are some random strangers. There has to generally be some emotional baggage or something behind it. And again, you have dinner. Is this a regular weekend thing? How long was she over there? And then you're driven back. And then 4 hours later, or maybe even less after you're driven back, you haven't been seen since. To me, it feels like something happened. So whether, like whenever you have like a meeting or something, right? You need to talk with your family about something specific, whether it's financial, whether it's a problem in the family or whatever. You might have dinner with them, or you might invite them over and they don't know what you're going to talk about, but you need to bring up something to them. I don't know. I really don't know.
February 1st, all things we just don't know.
Just seems like something the authorities would have wanted people to know in order to architect the window that we're talking about and the timeline. But Brian, thank you as always for being right where you've been from the start, at the top. Thank you.
Okay, that is News Nation. They're reporting. Also, I want to just show you this real quick, that FBI Tucson did post this. The family of missing Tucson woman Nancy Guthrie is offering a private $1 million reward for credible information that directly leads to her return. If you have firsthand knowledge of Nancy's whereabouts or any information about where she might be located, please contact the FBI tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-225-5324. Due to the high call volume, you may experience delays when submitting information. The FBI's $100,000 reward also remains active to help keep the tip line available for actionable investigative law enforcement leads. Please submit only serious and detailed fact-based information, no well wishes or case theories. The tip line is not a personal message for the Guthrie family. That was posted today. So that kind of lets you know, in my opinion, that the FBI is in full support of this now. From what I hear, they have not returned it yet, allegedly. Maria. Let's see here. He took her to the transporter, who took her where they're holding her. And yeah, I think Nancy was probably potentially I don't think she was alive. At least not very long after that, after being inside the home. She might have been potentially even on her way out when she was taken out. I don't see it. Okay.
Thank you, Jillian. And breaking news now, Savannah Guthrie posting a few moments ago a new video, an update on the search for her mother. A major headline, the reward is up to $1 million from the family. We're going to play.
1 second, guys. We got to go to JLR. 1 second. Something might be going on.
Hey, Alex. What location is it?
Hearing there could be a possible SWAT.
Oracle? You sent, let me look in the text. Can you pin me the address? Where is it at on Oracle? Is it north of Rudisell or south of Rudisell?
We're just going to check
right
out
at the corner?
Kind of road trip or field
Embassy?
trip.
5950 Oracle. Hampton Inn. It's Hampton Inn?
Hampton Inn.
Are you there? Okay, 5950.
Someone told me there could be a possible SWAT. So we're trying to find out. He clicks with his right hand to activate.
So is it just north of Rudisell?
How, Rachel? The mouth? How would you click it with your right hand to activate? You'll activate it with your mouth? We have no idea if it's related to her. We're trying to find out.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
HN.
Yeah, people said 5950. They say it's the Hampton Inn.
Let me look at that. 5950.
But he said there's nothing. He just said there's military SWAT and everything.
Well, we'll go take a look. It's probably nothing.
Training session.
Yeah, it's probably where they're sleeping for the night. Hopefully, in a nice, secure hotel.
I've been on a goose chase, but.
So they're at the Hampton Inn Hotel, Tucson, Arizona, 5950 North Oracle. 1 second, guys. I'm getting a call.
So I thought he was talking about this one right here.
Yeah, we're just taking what's going on there? Another tow truck.
Another tow truck. So I thought he was talking about right here. Town place.
I don't think it's anything, but I want to.
If you search Hampton Inn, you see.
Simply Real says, I don't believe they had anything to do with the inheritance.
No, it's right here on the right.
I do think it had to do with entitlement to the dollar and jealousy of a sibling, in my opinion. The axe hit on both thoughts. Elderly abuse, in my opinion, potentially, just that's the number one reason. Well, that's the question. Why, Nancy? Again, this is so interesting. I got to show you this after JLR. Let's see if I'm almost certain this isn't anything, but we just got to make sure. No one is cleared until arrest is made. FBI hasn't came out and said life insurance potentially, hold on, getting some information in. What's this? Yeah. The FBI and law enforcement did advise Guthrie to wait on the issuing the $1 million reward. Got that. Okay. Guthrie family waited on the $1 million reward from day one, was advised to wait. Savannah Guthrie shared a video on Instagram morning announcing the $1 million reward for the information that leads to the recovery of her mother. Many people were asked why the reward wasn't offered sooner. According to the New York Post, Savannah wanted to offer the $1 million reward the same day her mother was reported missing, but investigators asked her to hold off. Yep. And she got damn bashed for that. Justin, if they took her from the bed, like SG said, does that mean they came through her bedroom slider? No forced entry. It's a good question, right? It's a good question. Okay, we're there. 1 second. Let's see what they say now.
It's Alameda County. It's California. They all got California plates. That's got Washington plates.
It's not related.
I don't see anything like popping off here. Training. Just stand
out
out.
of town. We're on the northwest side, but it does look like this is.
Oh, look, here it is.
There we go.
There's the bomb squad.
So they're coming out here for training. For training.
We got the bomb squad
for training.
Oh, his camera went off. Okay.
From California. That's what it is.
Well, he wasn't lying.
No,
I mean,
these are all. But that's what they come out here a lot of times for training.
Training. False alarm. He said he's down at the golf course searching.
Oh my gosh.
Where's he at?
Down at the golf course searching.
He said he's down. Here's the golf course.
There's his car probably right there.
Is that his car? He said he's searching down here with his friend. Hold on a second. Let me park here. Let me call him a minute. Hello, sir. Are you down there in that black car? Where are you at the golf course? Oh, you're out there? There's a homeless person out there? He said he met Nancy Guthrie. Who's this guy? This guy down here right here is with the selfie stick. You trying to? Who are you out there with? What do you mean he
got a drone or what is it? A selfie stick?
Yeah. What does he have? A selfie? What do you mean he met Nancy Guthrie?
Rachel.
He worked with her. Where? That's what he said. Are you down in this brush area by the wash? Oh yeah, we're above. I'm by the bomb squad truck. Yeah, it's right here. It's Alameda. It's California.
Want to get out for a minute?
Yeah, we can get out for a minute. I'm sorry?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the white vans. They were up front. They had a lot of them had Washington, California plates. Yeah, we think they're on training. Yes, sir. Who? Ted Investigates? Who's that? Shout out to Ted Investigates. Yeah, we're up here right now. Are you sun goes down here soon. Bomb squad. Dude, what's the bomb squad?
He was a name that was brought up.
They were wearing military uniforms. ICE wear green shirts. ICE, no, Border Patrol does. What's this guy doing? Some guy's out here like doing something with his, like he's like got, dude, he's out here doing something.
He's probably just filming a YouTube video.
Film for his car, maybe.
Yeah, might be doing a car review.
I don't know. I think we're gonna head back over to Nancy's. I don't see anything out here.
He's gonna walk around.
Uh-huh. Oh, here at this hotel? I mean, it's probably unrelated. They're probably on some convention or conference or something or passing through.
I don't think it's related at all.
But you never know, right? Appreciate the intel. It's always worth checking out. It wasn't that far anyway, and nothing was really going on
just
in
dropped
Nancy's.
an update. Let's
and
go.
Because I am live right now, and the viewers want to go do a road trip. We're going in the mountains tomorrow. Yes, sir. All right, keep in touch, and thank you for what you're doing. I'm glad you're okay and safe and out. And you're out there looking for Nancy. You're out there right in front of us somewhere.
Where did Brian do an update? Oh, maybe on his YouTube.
Thank you for the rose.
All right. Bye-bye. I think he wants the $1 million reward. He said him and his friends are out there searching.
Okay. Brian just did an update. 1 second.
He wants the $1 million reward.
Work them in. Yeah, the million. Today's the first day everybody knows about $1 million.
Just got an update from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. They kind of put out these updates at the end of every day. So I just kind of wanted to go through everything they say. With the Nancy Guthrie investigation, of course. For reward, they say the reward amount was determined by the Guthrie family. For additional information, please contact the FBI. So it seems the Sheriff's Office has nothing to do with that. Investigation, the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI continue to work around the clock on this investigation and are actively pursuing all viable leads. So nothing really new there. Trespassing signs, I showed you guys earlier, the trespassing signs going up outside the Guthrie house. Today, the Guthrie family requested no trespassing signs around Nancy's residence.
Yes.
Members of the media are expected to observe these postings and comply with the law. A suspect image, we are aware that doorbell images released earlier in the investigation depict a suspect in different stages of attire, including with and without a backpack. There is no date or timestamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. This remains an active and ongoing criminal investigation. As with any investigation, conclusions will be guided by verifiable evidence and established facts. Speculation without factual support does not advance the investigative process. So I was one of the people who reported, according to sources that I have, that the photos are from different days, and I stand by my reporting. And by the way, ABC, Fox, CNN, CBS have all also reported the same thing, but the sheriff continues to give pushback on that. DNA, all evidence collected from the crime.
Sometimes you have to stand by your reporting, and that's just the way it is. And people will call you a liar, and people will call you this, and people will call you that. And you just have to be okay with it, because if you know your reporting is solid, you know your reporting is solid. And I've put things out before where people's like, oh, you're lying about this. You're lying. And I know my source is good. And like Brian's doing right now. You just got to stand
Crime
by
scene
it.
and related search locations has been submitted for forensic analysis. The laboratory is processing the evidence. There are no additional updates at this time. So they're not saying it, but we're also reporting that there are really big challenges, especially with the DNA from inside the house. They're actually saying it's not viable and they can't even put it into the CODIS database. No press briefing scheduled right now. So that's also, everybody's been asking, is there going to be a press conference? Apparently no. And then they say the PIO team has been distributing updates to the media on an almost daily basis. At this time, we will limit further updates to instances when new information warrants release. So that's the latest from the sheriff.
Yeah, baffled. They were talking a lot of stuff on Brian earlier on X, and I'm just like, God, please. People's always got something to say. Guys, I wanted to show you this. This is interesting. You guys are going to know this face when you see it. Check this out.
Experts tonight. Candace DeLong is a former FBI profiler. Candace, I want to start with you. You worked on the Unabomber case. Ted Kaczynski was able to evade police for nearly 2 decades before the FBI was able to track him down. Ultimately, it was a tip from his own family, his brother, who recognized the writing style and ideology in the Unabomber manifesto. I might even think it was his sister-in-law who first got the sense to call somebody. That led to Kaczynski's arrest. Do you think there are family members out there who know who the suspect is?
If not family members, then quite possibly an associate, a neighbor, somebody they grew up with, somebody they associate with now.
She is one of the top profilers in the country. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, honey. And she's right. I mean, generally, it's someone you know or an associate in some way. So.
And they, as long as they are found to not be involved in any way, they would be eligible for the reward if the information they provided led to that person's arrest.
Get to talking.
And that person was the right person.
Where do you think the suspect is hiding out? Do you have any idea?
No, but there's a lot of talk, of course, about the Mexico factor. And people may mistakenly think that if the offender goes into Mexico, he's free and clear. And I do say he deliberately. I don't think this was a woman at all.
1,000%. I agree with her on that. I don't think this is a woman at all, but I don't think it's Mexico related either.
That is not true. Mexico and the United States cooperate with each other in solving crimes. And if somebody commits a crime in America, goes to Mexico, FBI agents in Mexico work with police there to apprehend the person and bring them back to America.
Thank you for that. Let's bring in our law enforcement experts tonight.
So,
Candace DeLong.
There's a part 2 to that I wanted to show you as well.
Of elderly people, especially people over 80, in the vast majority of cases, the offender is known to the victim.
And Candace, at least 3 media outlets reportedly have received ransom.
Over 95 percentile usually related to the victim in some way, shape, or form. Friend, family, coworker, something.
Some notes, ones that are not verified yet as far as we know. What struck you about how law enforcement seems to be responding to this topic of ransom right now, which, not to be harsh, is the only thing that makes any sense?
It is the only thing that makes any sense. And statistically, when people Nancy Guthrie's age are kidnapped, it is for financial gain. The perpetrator is doing it for that reason.
And this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Okay. Who would Nancy be supporting at 84 years old? Who is she going to be supporting with a home refinanced 3-4 times? Overwhelmingly, it is financial with an 84-year-old. Exactly, Tina. Yes, yacht. I mean, again, what are you going to get from an 84-year-old woman? What are you going to get? Who's on, who's got a pacemaker and a defibrillator? Like what? It's got to boil down to money. Tell me why Annie's hubby said Uber. Payback. I think it's financial. You cut someone off. Something.
In terms of all these people, it first of all, it's a crime to make up a phony ransom note in a case like this. And we see this kind of behavior perpetrated by what I would call disturbed attention seekers, sometimes shameless attention seekers. The police and the FBI have very advanced methods whereby they can determine if something is real. And of course, the kidnappers should be able to provide something in the letter or content or attached to the letter to prove that they do in fact.
Sandwich says, it's not like she was sleeping with someone's man. Listen, Sandwich, at 84 years old, if the Lord lets me live to be 84 years old, I hope I'm sleeping with someone's man. You damn right. I hope I am at 84.
Need to be taken seriously as the kidnapping.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Kidnapping of elderly.
Right? Yes. Money or removing a burden if conflicted has taken place. Yes. I mean, you generally don't, I don't think Miss Guthrie was dating anybody or anything like that, but hopefully your own, someone at least. Hey, Joe, good to see you. It is like the kidnappers never intended for Nancy to be returned. Well, I don't think the kidnappers intended it on doing a ransom, to be honest with you, at all. If there was intended to be a ransom, if money was your first target, why not leave a letter? And why also make it look like a really bad crime scene inside the home as well? Just, why not just abduct her and write a letter and not wait 40? To me, if you're waiting 40 some minutes in that house or around that house, you're doing cleanup. And you're doing cleanup because something really bad happened. Right? Something really bad happened, which may mean she may have not been alive when she left that house. And that's why there has been no proof of life. No proof of life. You know what I mean? My grandmother is 90 and still lives in her house that she lived in since the late 40s. That's amazing, spare time. That's amazing. So she's absolutely right here. Suspect images cast doubt on the timeline. This was, I believe, last night. News Nation.
Guthrie case, there's renewed focus on images of the masked man caught on her doorbell camera right on her front porch. One of the suspects without a backpack, stirring questions over whether or not he may have shown up at her door days before her abduction on February 1st. News Nation national correspondent Nancy Liu is outside the Guthrie home in Tucson for us. Nancy, also have to mention right off the top, there's no confirmed timestamp on these images. So what are investigators saying about them?
Well, Marky, this new information about the suspect seems to indicate that Nancy Guthrie and her home were targeted and that her abduction apparently involves surveillance and planning. Sources are telling News Nation that the image of the suspect at the front porch without a backpack on the left side here is from a day sometime before February 1st. And the image on the right is from that morning of the kidnapping with what looked to be the same masked man at the front door, this time with a backpack and a gun in a front holster. The sheriff's department acknowledged those images last night, confirming they are aware the suspect appears in different stages of attire, but warned there are no date or timestamps on the footage, calling any suggestion that the photos were taken on different days purely speculative. Now, it's suspected to be why the FBI and Sheriff's Department have been asking neighbors for any security footage of suspicious people or cars since the start of the year. And according to some neighbors, law enforcement have had particular interest in footage from January 11th. With the doorbell camera apparently taken by the suspect, it's not known what caused the blood splatter outside the front door. Testing confirmed the blood was Nancy Guthrie's. The 84-year-old was reported missing at around noon on Sunday, February 1st, when she failed to join friends for an online church service. And after 2 raids on persons of interest, which didn't pan out, and multiple ransom notes with threats and financial demands that have also faded away, the search for Guthrie is now well into a 4th week. More specific information about the suspect images could help with identification, and the sheriff's department is still working to pinpoint details about the man's shoes, his pants, as well as his jacket. And Marky, I don't know if you notice in the side-by-side, that jacket, maybe 2 different jackets. It certainly doesn't look to be the same jacket in that side-by-side picture.
We have new developments this morning in the Nancy Guthrie case. There's renewed focus on images of the masked man.
So there's that. Look at this sign. I want to show you this sign real quick. Check this out. To Nancy's kidnapper, unintentional things happen, and we get that. Life is made up of choices. Please make the right one now. Give the Guthries hope with proof of life, or tell them where Nancy is so that they can get her and end this nightmare on both sides. The Guthries and the whole country are counting on you. Prove to us you're human and do the right thing. They're trying to obviously capture to the better angels of this kidnapper. Good luck, because I don't think there's very many better angels of this bastard to do this to an 84-year-old innocent woman, but that's just me. And someone mentioned in chat earlier as well that the company arrives possibly to install temporary fencing on the side of the back of the property. And, they're telling, stay off the property. For God's sakes, since day one, people has been walking up to that property and doing, taking pictures of the door and stuff. I mean, every single day. Teacher handwriting. Oh, maybe.
Many of you know Nancy's daughter, Savannah, is part of the KBOA family. In fact, she worked here right before becoming a co-host of the Today Show. And right now, this is personal for all of us here at the station. The number of signatures on this banner, it keeps growing by the hour. People are stopping by throughout the day. They're writing letters. They're writing prayers on here. Of course, messages of hope, and leaving some candles behind, as well as stuffed animals. It's been emotional to watch total strangers coming together for one family. As we've mentioned, our plan is to deliver this banner directly to the Guthrie family, so every one of these messages that we're reading, they all count. If you would like to sign it, you can find the banner right outside our News 4 Tucson studio, just off of Stone and Drachman at 209 West Elm. Of course, we're going to continue to stand with the family. If you'd like to show your support with us, we'd love to see you out here. Many of you know Nancy's.
So there we have it. There we have it. That's all for this one. I will be back in about 30 minutes on the Justin for All channel. We will be doing, we'll be streaming the State of the Union that we'll be streaming. It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's on the my Justin for All channel. Mods, can you drop that link for the other channel, if you don't mind? I'll be live over there if you guys want to join us. Again, that's the State of the Union that's playing tonight. So yeah. Why did SG feel it necessary to make the Today Show to state she would not return to work? I don't think that I think that's just reporting that that was put out there. I don't think she's particularly said that, in my opinion, but she could have. She could have. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I do appreciate you, each and every one of you. Let's hope Nancy gets answers soon. I really do think she's. I think we're closer than we realize. Remember, Koberger took 40 some days. It's just going to break all at once, in my opinion. That's okay, Lori. I understand a lot of people don't want to listen to it or whatever. I listen to it either way. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless each of you. We'll see you guys in the next one.